Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Tony Six Morning Show. I'm Tony T. And our show today, we're going to get you picks here from the NBA, a large college basketball card for you, NHL as well. And then at the end of the show, we'll get you our parlays and player peripheral plays. We get you some player team props, picks in the future game. So, hey, you with Coppers make the call on that segment. We just want to let you know we're with you here every day, 9:30 a.m. Eastern time here with the Tony Six Morning Show. And of course, well, let's introduce the cappers, and then we'll get right to the picks. We don't really mess around here on the Tony Six Morning Show. Let's say hello, Rod. Rod, what's going on?
Digging out again. Us in the big old blizzard again. And then crazy day yesterday. But good news, though. At least we don't have to do anything with the wife for 6 months. All our tests were clear, and the visit to the doctor was good. So that's good news on that right side of things. On the sports side of things, I went 1-4 yesterday. Crushed my top play in the NBA. But still up on the year, so I can't complain. I knew, as we talk about, when you get that hot, there's some sort of regression coming back. So it always does. It always happens. So you try not to make a massive regression back the other way. But it was a 1-4 day, hit the NBA play. But nice big bounce back today, massive card. I think we got some nice money makers here to get back on track.
Absolutely. We'll look forward to that. Let's say hello to Chris. Chris, what's happening?
Oh, not much. Pretty good day yesterday, and just a new month and new goals. Ready to get to it, like Rod said. Man, we got a bunch of good games today on both sides, NBA and college basketball, ready to go.
There you go, indeed. Let's say hello to El Nino. El, what's going on?
Oh no, pretty good here. Same as Rod. I believe I was 1-3 on the premium side. We did go 3-0 on the video though, so make sure you tune into today's. We got 3 nice dogs for you up there, and feeling pretty good about those as well. Yeah, looking for a bounce back spot. As Rod was saying, as when you're hot, it's hard to stay hot forever, but usually after a bad day, we like to bounce back as well. So make sure you check that out too.
Very good. Of course, folks, Bo has had an issue with his computer. Drivers, he's having a computer guy. He told me on a text that he should be back here Sunday. So Bo should be back here on the morning shows and our happy hour there by tomorrow and next week, as they got to get the computer issues corrected there.
He's got a new computer on order, he told me. So
he did? Okay.
He said his computer was having big issues with the camera and the new equipment he put to his computer just isn't working so good. So he was having some struggles. So he said he ordered a new computer. So be on the lookout. We'll see Bo back here.
Yeah, we'll see Bo here soon. All right, very good. We're doing here the NBA. Will start off. Just want to remind you guys, we're giving you our free picks, but if you want our best plays, head on over to TonyPicks.com, where you'll find our premium plays there over on the site. Many of our captains here on the show doing great work, like Rod on the leaderboards. Great year. Chris, #1 in the NBA this year. For 2015, 25, I should say, document over at Tony's Picks. So get on over there and get signed up. That's where you're going to find our premium plays as well as our best bets. So get on over there. Remember the promo code Tony T at checkout will knock 15% off. That's where you'll find our best bets. All right, let's continue here on the Tony X Morning Show as we'll attack this NBA card. They're giving us bigger cards on Saturday because they love to give us that ABC game at night. We're at that time there where there's no football to get in the way for the NBA. All right, let's get started here. Hawks and Pacers. We got the Pacers now up to 8. This one has moved up here from an opener of 6.5, but this one's now 8 for the Pacers, total 240. Magic and Jazz, Magic 6 on the road, total 218. Nuggets and Hornets, well, they're not 14 anymore. They've come down. We see 13 and 13.5, total 222. Let's take a look here at the injury report here this early here in the betting cycle, so you guys can get the information here for this NBA. Let's see where we're at here. NBA for today. Oh, I want to look. Refresh for tomorrow's games. Here we go for today. All right, for the Hawks, we got Bogdanovic, Capella, Zeller out. Trae Young is probable for Atlanta. For the Pacers, it's Freeman, Mathurin, Nembhard, questionable. Orlando and Utah. Suggs just questionable on the list. For Utah, no Williams. Juzang is questionable. Denver and Charlotte. Kankar is out. Westbrook, doubtful. On the Charlotte side, Ball out. Okogie, doubtful. Williams and Martin questionable. So there you go with this block in the NBA. We start off with Rock.
Yeah, looking at Orlando and Utah. What's that total? 214? I don't know. You look. I look at both these teams right now. The way they're playing defensively, we can get well up and over that total. You should fly over a 214. Utah's given up 51.
It's actually moved. That's been a mover to 218 now.
218, right? See,
Yeah.
this is what this is why I'm telling you, it's got to fly over this total. I know they haven't shot so well offensively, but both these teams defensively. Utah over their last 5, giving up 51% field goal shooting, which equates to about 125 points a game. And Orlando giving up 50% field goal shooting. Definitely not the defensive team we've seen to start the year in Orlando. And they're almost healthy, so it's like, oh, maybe expect to see that to turn around, but until we do, I like the over 214.5, and even at 218, I think we cruise into the 220s in that matchup. Both teams playing some awful defensive basketball. And then looking at Atlanta taking on Indy, I see good reason why that thing moved up to 8.5. I would extend that up all the way to about 15, maybe even 19.5. You look at the last time Atlanta faced the Pacers here in Indiana. The Pacers pinned 157 on Atlanta. Talk about a team that doesn't play defense and the Pacers are rolling. There's no way. You look at, they've done that twice in the last 3 meetings. Actually, 3 times in the last 4 meetings. The Pacers have pinned $150 on the Atlanta Hawks. I'll lay the 8 there with the Atlanta Hawks. I see 8.5 popping out too. That line is well on the rise. I think we see 9s, 10s. I see we at least get to 9, 9.5 before that game even tips off. Pacers in a blowout.
There from Rod on over to Chris.
Yeah, Atlanta, Indy, I'm going to take over. I mean, we just look what these guys do. Even with Trae Young possibly being out, I mean, I would still lean over in that one. Yeah, the Magic Jazz, I mean, 218 still a little bit low there. Neither one of them really playing much defense. I'd lean maybe over in that one. And then Denver, Charlotte, I'm actually going to go. I know typically when Denver plays the East Conference, I mean, they go over. But you look at the last game, and Charlotte only scored 93 points. They're only averaging 102, I think. Yeah, 102 in their last 5 games here. So I might take under the total in that one, and I would lean maybe 14 points with Charlotte at this point. I know it's maybe on the rise. I don't know, but yeah, take the under in that one.
There from Chris on over to Al.
Well, Charlotte all the way down to 13 now. So, yeah, if you like them, I suggest you hop on them quick. But on the other side, I'm going to look at Jamal Murray here. I think he's coming off 2 big games, scoring 31 and 33 points, going up against the backup point guard here in Vasilij Micic. I think he has another big game here. So I'll take him over his 20.5 points. And I want to take the Jazz, but they've been horrible. So if I had to take a lean on that one, I would take the points of the Jazz at home, but probably just staying away from that one.
There from Al. I'd say what I think about these games. Yeah, I agree with Rod here. I like Indiana in this game. Atlanta's field cover 5 of 7. The Pacers in very good shooting form, and shooting is the issue with Atlanta. Remember, they lost their. Remember, we're not going to mention Jalen Johnson. He won't show up in any of the reports. They lost Jalen Johnson, an impact shooter for Atlanta for the season with that shoulder injury. So he will not show up anymore. We won't even mention him on the injury reports because they take those guys off the roster. So he's out, and that's a big miss here for Atlanta. So I'll look at Indiana in that spot. Yeah, I just can't trust Orlando on the road. Orlando 2-7 to the spread on the road, following a road loss. And believe it or not, Utah, their success at home is against the Eastern Conference, where they're 5-2 to the spread at home against the East. So I'll look here at Utah in that spot. Yeah, I got to look here at Charlotte. And this is you look at the Hornets, 4-2 to the spread at home as a double-digit home underdog, which they covered last night, right? They were a double-digit dog, and they got it against the Clippers in that one. Also trickled over, by the way, in that game. But the Nuggets, again, we've talked about them against Philly, right? It's a long road trip. This is going to be their 9th road game in 11. So that's why we haven't seen Malone lose his mind, because usually Malone loses his mind when the team goes into some slumps and they have bad losses. But he's just kind of grinning and bearing it because it's the schedule, right? The schedule is going to take loss away from you. Denver on this long road trip, they played a lot of road games, and if there were a lot of home games in here, Malone would be blowing his top. But he's been calm. It's a road. They've been on the road a lot. I like Charlotte plus the points in this one. All right, let's continue here on the Tony Six Morning Show as we get ready for the next series of games from the NBA. And they will be Kings at Thunder. We've got OKC. Boy, they were up as much as 9 last night after an opener of 7.5. It's come down. We've got OKC 8.5, and there's some 8s out there. Total 236.5. A lot of movement on these totals going over from the opening line. I've noticed that a lot today. Wizards and Timberwolves. We got the Wizards. Well, they're no longer. They opened at 17.5, and we got money on the Wizards. Can you believe that? Wizards down to 15.5 and 16 in some places. Total down to 221.5. Nets and Rockets. This one here sits around Rockets 15 and 14.5. Total 212.5. There with these games. My goodness, this is this is in April, late April, guys. This is or mid-April. This is in early February. We got crazy lines here. Let's take a look at some of these injuries here for this in this block. On the Nets, the usual guys. It's Cam Thomas, Cameron Johnson, the scorers out. Lewis, Clowney, Bogdanovich as well out. Smith out for Houston. Sengun is questionable for the Rockets. There in the Washington Minnesota game. No Bagley, no Bay, no Sarr for Washington. Brogdon is questionable. On the Minnesota side, DiVincenzo, Edwards, and Randall are out for Minnesota. Shannon and Conley are questionable. Sacramento and OKC. Sacramento, again, a clean injury report. For OKC, no Caruso. Caruso out again here. No Holmgren, no Mitchell. So you're caught up with the injuries. On over to Rod.
Yeah, for me, and those, I'll take Brooklyn just because it's the first game back at home for the Rockets after their road trip. Nice, successful little road trip. They battled Memphis in that one, but I think this that gauntlet of a schedule, beating Cleveland, beating Boston, playing Atlanta, and then giving all they had and just falling short against Memphis. And now this is their first game back at home. And you look what they do head-to-head versus Brooklyn. Brooklyn's actually won 4 of the last 5 meetings head-to-head, including the one not too long ago. So now it's at 14. You look the first meeting of the season between these two. So I don't know. It's just that first game back at home. I don't trust Houston to be laying that many points. So give me the Nets plus the 14.5 there and that giant spread. And then I'm looking at, I think it's a revenge spot for the Kings. I think OKC beat them once already this season. And you're going to give me, how many points are we getting there at the Kings? 8.5, right? Yeah, I think that's just too many. I'm going to take the Kings plus the 8.5 there in that one. It's just that revenge spot. Back in November, it was a 131-09 win for OKC in that one. And we know Sacramento is definitely picked up their play. They lost to the 76ers last time. So looking for a little bounce back. They had a nice little run there. And I think they can revenge spot here. Give me the 8.5 with the Sacramento Kings in that one.
There from Murad on over to Chris.
Yeah, Brooklyn, Houston. I'm gonna take the under in that one. I can't lay any points with either one of these guys. I know Houston probably will take good care of them at home, but like Rod says, their first game back at home. But when you look at what Brooklyn's doing in their last 5 games, they're averaging 95 points. And we know what Houston does at home with defense. They're holding teams to 106 points. So take the under there in that one. I know the total's low, but it's probably low for a reason. Washington, Minnesota. I just get up and over that. Nobody's playing defense there. So I get up and over that total. I had it at 223.5 last night. With Sacramento, this is a revenge game here. I think they cover. I think OKC still wins, but I would probably take the points with OKC in that one. Or no, with Sacramento. I apologize.
There from Chris on over to Al.
I will look at the Knicks here to come out strong at home.
Not this game, not this one. That's the next block.
All right, we'll save that one for next spot then. Got a spoiler there for you, but I'm gonna go with the Wizards. Believe it or not, in the first half, plus the 9.5. So beat me by double digits in the first half. Yes, they've been awful. They haven't even looked like they want to play. As I mentioned in my video, probably the worst team we've seen since the 3-point line was invented. So I don't know. It's tough to back them, but there's definitely some plays I like much better in this slot. And but we're gonna go with the Wizards plus 9.5 here in the first half.
Wizards from El Nino. So I'll tell you what I think about this game. Yeah, I'm with Chris on the under with Brooklyn and Houston under 214. You look at the Minnesota against these really bad teams with a 250 to 400 win percentage. They're 3-0 the under at home. So they just pretty much play the defense here against these bad offensive teams. You look at Brooklyn over their past 5 games. They're putting up college numbers, shooting 39% over their past 5, 95 points a game. Not very good. Wizards in Minnesota, I agree on the over in this one. I think Minnesota pretty much had. Look, if the Lakers without Davis could put up. I can't remember the point total. Was it 130? They put up a monster number on the Wizards.
136.
136. Yeah, if the Lakers can do that, the Wizards home can do that as well. So I look for the over in that game. Kings and OKC. I'm going to look at OKC in this one. It's the 8th road game in 11 for the Kings. So this is another team hitting some road fatigue here. Thunder 10-3 of the spread at home against winning teams. It's just that the road schedule's tough, man. A lot of different cities in here for the Kings there. A lot of hotel food, as Rod would say, a lot of seed oil, all that stuff that messes up your performance there. So we'll go OKC in this one. All right, let's continue here on the 26th Morning Show as we'll close out the NBA with the following games. It's your ABC game, your highlighted game here at primetime. Lakers and Knicks. Knicks opened 9.5, but they ballooned up to 10.5 and 11. Totals come down to 224.5. Heat and Spurs. Spurs 2, total 222.5. Suns and Blazers. Suns have moved up from 3 opener to 4 and 4.5 out there. Total 228. Let's take a look here at the injury report for these games. Lakers and Knicks. Lakers, no Davis, we know. Hood, Shafino, and Wood out. Vincent, Finney-Smith are questionable. LeBron and Hachimura probable in the game. You better believe LeBron will be at Madison Square Garden. That's the internet he likes. Robinson, Diaz are out for the Knicks. Hart is questionable. We go to the Miami and the Spurs here. Butler and Richardson are out. San Antonio, so far, clean injury report. They're a back-to-back team, so keep an eye throughout the afternoon there. But so far, clean report. But again, they pounded their Milwaukee team. I think nobody went more than 30 minutes in that game. So just keep an eye, though, there on San Antonio. Suns and Portland. The Suns reporting no injuries, a clean injury report. But then again, this is a team on a back-to-back late night. We'll see what happens when these players return for a shoot-around, or if there is one. We'll see what they do there. For Portland, Thibault out, Grant questionable. So there you are with the injuries. We get it underway here with Rod.
Yeah, and as you said, LeBron James loves to come into New York and play. The last time he came into New York, he went 40 minutes in that game and scored 24 points. Hey, Lakers got the win. Lakers have got the win outright last 2 trips into New York. So you're going to give me 10.5 with the Lakers team that is definitely going to be motivated in this one. I'll take the Lakers plus 10.5 in that matchup. And then the other one I'm looking at is I'm going to lay the 2 with the Spurs. I just don't trust the Heat on the road at all. I just don't trust this Heat team at all, period, whatsoever. But the Spurs playing some pretty solid basketball. As Big Al might say, hey, you're playing too good at basketball. We want a couple more draft picks. Stop playing so good. So I'm going to lay the 2 with the Spurs. I think they easily cruise the win cover over the Heat in that one.
There from Rod on over to Chris.
I think definitely the game of the night, LA Knicks here. I did the video, YouTube. It's over there. It's on there if everybody wants to check out a little bit deeper dive. I don't know. I'm just not going to get in front of this Knicks team right now. I know it's 10.5, 9.5, whatever. LA's been on the road, I guess, because of all the stuff happening out there with the Grammys and everything. So they're away from home, and this Knicks team's hot, man. I'm not trying to get in front of them anytime soon. You saw what they did to us, and personal opinion, I think the Grizzlies are better than the Lakers. So if they can do that to us, I think they can do that to the Lakers. I know it's a big game, but I'd still lay it with the Knicks. And then Spurs, I take Spurs at home, take the points there. And those are 2 I like in that one.
Yeah, from Chris on over to Al.
Yeah, as I was starting to say earlier, I like the Knicks to come out strong here at home. As Chris mentioned, Lakers been traveling for a while here. And without Anthony Davis in the lineup, I could easily see them coming out slow here. The number's gone up a bit. I wish I could give it out at 3. I think it's minus 3.5. The one I'm seeing is 3.5 now. If you can still find a 3, I would definitely fire on that. But I still like the Knicks minus 3.5 here in the first quarter.
First quarter. Okay, so first quarter play from El Nino's there. I'll tell you what I think about these games here. I like the Lakers and Knicks over 227.5. Just not comfortable laying the number, but if you do, I wouldn't blame you because the Knicks 10-5 of the over and back-to-back. 10-5 of the over and back-to-back home games. But the thing we've been talking about this Knicks team as the scheduling, they've had a very favorable schedule here. This is their sweet spot right here in the schedule. This is about as good as they're going to be because we count this game. This will be their 11th home game in 13. And the 2 road games were at Brooklyn, which is not even a road game, right? And then at Philadelphia, which is a short trip. So this team has been pretty much fresh. They have no travel fatigue whatsoever. They're facing an LA team that's been on the road. So the schedule has been the most favorable. Probably this will be the most favorable scheduling they've had all season. So it's not surprising they're pounding teams at home. So I'm not surprised by it. But instead of laying the number, I'm just going to go over the total because I think you're going to see a high point total. ABC game, right? The stars are out. The cameras are out. They want to put on the show. I think offense over defense here in a situation like this. So I look at the over there with LA and New York. I'm not agreeing with I don't understand the line move down, but from 227.5 to 224.5. Now Pinnacle's the one holding 225, so that's a market indicator there. I like the over in that one. Heat and the Spurs. I'll look at the Spurs in this spot. Miami 1-4 to the spread on the road in these coin flip games when they're lined between +3 and -3. They usually lose those games, so I'll take the Spurs in that spot. They showed me something there. They had some really bad form coming home after that trip to Paris. They've looked better here in that game last night. I'll look at them in there. I got to take the Blazers, man. They've been making money for me at home here. Phoenix on a back-to-back. Like I said, it's a clean injury report, but you just never know, right? Somebody may be sore. They may be hiding an injury. I've always told you about this at my times the stringer working in NBA locker rooms. These players, if they're banged up, they don't like to tell the coaches because then they have to spend extra time in the training room, come in early. Sometimes they come to the gym. Yeah, this is bothering me. That's bothering. Well, they're not. Why didn't you tell me? Well, it didn't hurt me. It did hurt them. They just didn't want to stay after the game and get treatment. That's really how it works. But anyway, I'm going to look at Portland plus the points. They've won. You look at Portland 14-7 to the spread as a home dog. The Trailblazers have covered 7 straight. They have rest advantage here. Remember, they had rest advantage against the Bucks, and look what they did to them. They just absolutely pounded them. This has been some favorable scheduling as well. As you look at Portland, this will be their 8th home game in 11. So they've been at home for some time here. So I think the home cooking is going to work for them. I like the Blazers in the spot. All right, let's continue here on the Tony's Fix Morning Show. As we'll flip on over to college hoops here for this monster card here in college basketball. Let me get my sheet here, my cheat sheet to tell me the time windows for the weekend because I got to keep this in so I don't have to remember it every time. So let's get to college hoops. And just a reminder before we start college basketball, we're giving you our free picks here, guys. But if you want our best bets, click the link in the description. Get on over to Tony'sPicks.com. That's where you're going to find our best bets and our pre and plays with leaderboards, with top performers listed for you. Remember, all of our one-day passes are profit guaranteed. They must earn a profit or amount purchased is clear back to your account for site credits. That is profit guaranteed. And, of course, many of the cappers on our show today, as you can see on our leaderboards like Rod, Chris, #1 in the NBA. So go ahead and get signed up. Our promo code TonyT at checkout knocks off 15% off. All right, let's continue here on the Tony's Fix Morning Show. College hoops, and I have this written down. So we're going to cover in this block the games beginning at noon Eastern, the nooners, including the games starting at 3 Eastern. So the game starting at 12 Eastern, game starting at noon Eastern in this block. We start with Rod.
Including the 3 Eastern?
Including the 3 Eastern, yep, including.
All righty. Give me the under 147.5. Utah, Oklahoma State. I don't see a run and gun game in that one. Both those offenses pretty tough to be scoring points for either side. And at 147, I don't see them cruising into the 150s there. You look at Utah 12-8 to the under, Oklahoma State 11-9 to the under. So 147.5, way too many points in that matchup. Another one I'm looking at in this matchup is give me Indiana State heading into UIC. UIC's been solid, but the Sycamores, hey, you're giving me 8 points. I think UIC is just a little bit overvalued in that spot there. Like I said, they were on the road. They're definitely playing some great basketball, but definitely getting overvalued in plenty of spots. So give me Indiana State plus the 8 there. And where's another one I'm looking at? You know what? I like Northwestern here at home. Wisconsin, sure, they're playing some solid basketball, but I've seen them plenty of times on the road not play so great. So I think this is a spot that I'm going to take the home dog. Give me Northwestern outright. I'm not even going to take the 2 points. I'm going to take Northwestern on the money line in that one. And then I did like Navy, but it's up to 4. So I would have to lean the other side on that one. Now you're getting over a possession. I would take the 4 with Bucknell in that one. Another one I'm looking at, I like the over Kansas State and Iowa State, 2 teams that are definitely going to get up and down the court. And Iowa State just loves to run and gun, and they're on their home court. They're going to drag Kansas State with them. Give me the over 144.5 in that matchup. And then I don't have my hat, but it's right over there. I'm gonna take Clemson, and I'm gonna lay the 5 where I see it there versus NC State. NC State's not good. Clemson's better defensively. Clemson's better offensively. Both ends of the court, so they're gonna track meet NC State right out of the gym in their own gym in that one. Take Clemson, lay the 5 points there. Even 5.5, I see is popping up. Some places even 6. So give me Clemson in that matchup. And then Arizona taking on Arizona State. Big game here early for these two teams. Weird spot for these two teams to be kicking it off, but it is what it is. Give me Arizona State plus the 6.5. 13-7 against that number. Just overvaluing Arizona in that spot. These two teams definitely can scrap it out. You're going to give me 6.5 for the home dog. I will take it. Give me the 6.5 there with Arizona State. Few I like in that early. Well,
yeah.
after everybody, there's Green Bay.
The Gottliebs.
Yeah, right? What are they, 0-12? Oh, my God, they're just awful.
Lost your camera there, Rod.
Oh, did we lose my camera? Yeah, see, I got all excited. We got a word to lose my camera. I got excited to see Green Bay and almost forgot about that one. So
The
take
Gottliebs.
Detroit Mercy. Take Detroit Mercy in that one.
All right. No mercy on the Gottliebs.
No
There we
mercy
go.
on the Gottliebs. Awful.
There we go.
Team.
All right. Then this slot, we're covering the nooners, including the games at 3 Eastern time. Over to Chris.
First one I'm looking at with the SEC, Florida, Tennessee. I think that number is at 4. I'd probably take the points with Florida there, and that one they just play conference a little bit better. And then the other one I'm looking at, Missouri, Mississippi State. I'm going to take the under in that one. Auburn, Ole Miss. I'm going to take Auburn against my Rebels. I just think they get it done. And I've got it's 3:30 in the next slot. Is that what we're?
That's the next slot. Yeah, 3:30.
Okay. Yeah, that's the 3 I've got in that one.
Yeah, from Chris on over to L.
Yeah, I really like that Auburn spot. Just a much better team, much better offense here. Also going to agree with Rod on that Clemson pick. Just a much better team overall. I'm gonna look at Providence though. I think their 3-point shooting keeps them in this game. Getting 13.5 points. I think is too much to lay against a team that can shoot like this. The 3-pointers can definitely get you back and get you covering those back doors. I also like Georgia State to stay within the number here on the road against App State. Based on they're up against a tough team, much better offense. But again, as long as they box out, secure those rebounds, and maybe get some transition offense themselves, I think they stay well within this number.
There from L. All right, tell you what I think here. I'll take Florida plus the points. I'm getting more than one possessions against a team that can shoot against a team that can't shoot. Tennessee, 14th in effective field goal shooting in the SEC. Can't make their threes, can't shoot inside. 44% in the paint there for Tennessee. Oh, man, that's soft shooting there. I got to look at the Gators. This is the Gators team second in offensive efficiency in the conference. And the Gators away from home, neutrals and road games, shooting 47%, 41 and allowing 41% shooting. They've covered 7 of 9 of their games away from home. I'll look at Florida there at the plus. I like this looks like a rock fight here like we saw with Auburn last week. I like under the total with Auburn and Ole Miss here. We got Auburn here first in field goal defense against the conference, 27% from 3, 48% inside. And we look at the Rebels, not a very strong offensive team, but Ole Miss, number 1 in defensive efficiency in the conference. They defend the 3-point ball very well, rebound. I think it's another rock fight like we saw last week with Auburn. I like the under in that spot. All right, let's continue here on the Tony Commercial. Rod, we still have no camera unless that's delivered. Well, you can tell looking at your screen. Let's continue on here with the next series of games. We've got the games beginning here at 3:30 Eastern time and including the 5:30. So including 3:30 and 5:30, including. Over to Rod. There we go.
Let's see. Here we go. And we're looking at these slate of games going. There's so many games today. There's so many games today. Give me Oklahoma at home here. Vandy's coming into town. I don't like Vandy on the road. I like Vandy at home. Oklahoma's definitely been hooping. Defensive wise, I kind of lead to the over. I think 152 is a little bit light. I think we get a track meet in that one, but only having to lay 2.5 there. Oklahoma gets the win and cover in that matchup. And then I'm looking at Georgia plus the 13 heading into Alabama. I know Georgia's a solid team at 160.5. Probably end up with a track meet Georgia will be able to hang and keep up, especially if Alabama's not hitting their threes, man, Georgia will be right there in there for a shot at the outright win in that one. Seen it plenty of times there with Alabama. So give me Georgia plus the 13 there. And then give me the over between Louisville and Georgia Tech. Tech's going to try to slow down that game, but you're not going to be able to slow down that Louisville offense. They just love to get out and run, and they're going to drag Georgia Tech with them. Drag us right up and over that total of 151 in that matchup. And holy man, VCU's good, but are they 18.5 points good against the Spiders at home? I don't think so. I'll take Richmond plus the 18.5 in that matchup. VCU wins the game, but not by 18.5. That's just way too many points and overvaluing a solid VCU team, but not an 18.5 point favorite there in that matchup. And then one more. Normally, I'm a guy that likes to take Austin Peay in the spot, getting 8. But I think they're trying to bait you into that one. I think Eastern Kentucky is going to roll by double digits in that one. Lay it with Eastern Kentucky over Austin Peay in that one. They are the better team. Lay the 8 in that matchup. It went all the way to 5:30?
Including the 5:30. Yep, including
the 5:30. Looking at the big game, give me Kansas as a dog heading into Baylor. Baylor's been solid, but we've seen Baylor at times not look so good. I don't think this is the same Baylor team that over the last few seasons. They've ranked 25. I don't know about that. They haven't looked like a 25 ranked team at times this season, and I think Kansas comes in and gets an outright win there. Take the 2.5 points you want. I'm going to take the money line. I think they come into Baylor and get the outright win in that matchup. And then one more. Looking at Michigan State. Normally I'm a Michigan State guy, right? That thing's come down with good reason. I don't think Michigan State on the road should be laying that kind of number. USC is going to give them all they can handle and then some, and maybe have a shot to outright them. So anything over possession with USC, I'm in. Give me USC plus the points in that matchup. I feel like they're in that big time slot. Big time slots.
Yeah, that was a big one there. On over to Chris. We're covering the games beginning at 3:30 Eastern and including the 5:30 Eastern games.
Okay, I've got 2 in that spot. Vandy, Oklahoma. Yeah, definitely take the points with Oklahoma there and the over, like Rod advised. I did a video. My SEC video for the day is Georgia, Alabama, and I went the opposite direction. I went with Alabama. When you look at what Georgia's done against conference, they're averaging 65 points per game. Alabama versus conference is averaging 90. Even on the road, Georgia's averaging 64 points a game. At home, Alabama's 89. A little bit better against conference. 6-2 is Alabama against the spread. So, like I said, it's in the video. There's a deeper dive there if you guys want to check that out. But I lean towards Alabama in that one.
From Chris on over to Al.
Yeah, I like Richmond as well. I think Rod went with Richmond too. I think their free throw shooting again, it's going to be a problem here for VCU, as well as the turnovers. They're just not taking care of the ball well enough to be laying this kind of number and not shooting the ball well enough from the free throw line. So I'll take all the points with Richmond. And like Michigan on the road here, I think they're the much better team, and they lost last year big time. So I think they still have that in the back of their minds, and I think they come out and cover this. 5.5 is not the smallest number, but I don't don't think Rutgers get enough points here, so I lay it with Michigan.
There with El Nino. So what I think, I'm going to be button heads with El Nino's. I'm going to take Rutgers here plus the points. Scarlet Knights have been shooting the ball pretty well over their past 5 at 47%, but Michigan's form is tailing the opposite direction. You look at their past 5 games, giving 46% shooting, hitting just over 43%. And of course, Michigan always struggles that offense with turnovers. And they don't force them defensively. Remember Rutgers, they like to play that pressure, that defense with their guards, putting pressure on the opposing guards, putting ball pressure. So I like Rutgers there at plus. I'm going to look here at Baylor at home just because they're at home. That home Baylor is one of those play at home, fade on the road type of teams. Baylor at home shooting 48%, pretty good from 3. You get Kansas away from their home court and their neutrals and their road games, just 43% shooting. I'll look at Baylor in that home spot. All right, let's continue here on the 26 Morning Show as we continue here with college hoops. In this block, we will cover the games beginning at 6 p.m. Eastern time, all the way to the games beginning at 8:30 Eastern time. So the 6 Eastern starts all the way to the 8:30 Eastern starts, including the 8:30 Eastern starts. We start with Rod.
Yeah, I'm looking at these this slate of game. Definitely not my favorite slate. All the way to 8:30. You said 8:30.
Yeah, including 8:30.
Yeah, there's a couple there. You know what? Pacific getting 16.5. Just like I said, Pacific last game they battled in their last game, and now they're getting even more points than they got last game. I'll take the 16.5 with Pacific heading into Santa Clara in that one. Just way too many points in that matchup. And then, give me Tarleton State at home. I think they win by double digits over Southern Utah in that one. Tarleton State at home, solid team there. On the road, they've had their struggles. And then I'm looking at, you look at UConn heading into Marquette. Why is it only 6? I don't know. I think that line should be a lot more than what it is. UConn hasn't been good. Why are they only a 6-point dog? I had that line at least at 10, that you should get 10. So you know what? I'm going to take UConn plus the 6. Probably not a popular pick. Everybody's going to pick Marquette to blow them out at 6, but it looks like they're trying to bait you into the low-hanging fruit. So give me UConn plus the 6 in that matchup. Really the only couple I like in that time spot.
There from Rod, we move on over to Chris. The games beginning at 6 Eastern to the one, and including the games at 8:30 Eastern.
Yeah, there's just a couple in the SEC there. Not in love with either one of them, but if I had to lean anything, Texas LSU, maybe Texas in that one, take the point, or with Texas there, and Texas A&M, South Carolina, not in love with that one either. Might lean Texas A&M in that one as well, but yeah, not my favorite time slot at that one.
From Chris on over to Al.
Yeah, I like UTSA here to keep it within the number again, 15.5. I think just based on their 3-point shooting as well as their slightly rebounding edge here, I think they're getting more than enough points to back in this one. And I like Texas Tech. Just their offense has been really good. They're shooting the ball really well. So I think getting double digits here is a good enough number for me to back.
There from El Ninos. Yeah, I'm going to agree with you there. I'm going to go against Houston. That's not always a winning proposition, but I'll look at Texas Tech in this spot. The Red Raiders here, third in offensive efficiency, make their threes. They're good shooting the ball inside. I think we got like a rock fight here in this one between these two because Red Raiders can defend. They defend the 3 ball very well. You look over their past 5 games, they're hitting their threes at 40%. Cougars over the past 5 games of 45, almost 46% shooting. I'll take the 11 there in that spot. I'm with Rod here. I'm going to take UConn plus the points. UConn, to get them off their home court, shooting 48%. Marquette, not a really good shooting team in conference, and Marquette's only covered 6 of 9 in the Big East. So you got a pretty good shooting team going against a team that struggles shooting the basketball. So I'll look at UConn plus the points. All right, let's continue here on the Tony X Morning Show as we close out college basketball with these games. The ones beginning at 9 Eastern time, all the way to the bailout. We got a game in Hawaii, so we go to midnight Eastern here. So the 9 Eastern to the midnight Eastern, we start with the Rod.
And we'll start with Hawaii 11. The last time we had a bailout game in Hawaii, they didn't cover no 11. They didn't show up at all, right? So
the Tritons got them.
The Tritons got them. Yeah, exactly, right? Now you got to lay it. Now they're laying 11 here in this one. I don't know if I can do it. Fullerton hasn't been so good, so maybe but 11 is just too many. I'd have to take the bailout game. Give me Fullerton plus the 11 in that matchup. I think Hawaii wins, but not by double digits in that one. And then going to the big one of the night, you got Gonzaga taking on St. Mary's, right? And you know what? I think this is the year. Give me St. Mary's. They're going to get Gonzaga in that one. I kind of like the over the total. What is it at? 145. See, expecting a really solid defensive, but I think we get over that total of 145. And you know what? I think St. Mary's finally gets their beating Gonzaga in the first game. I think this is the spot. St. Mary's playing. I know St. Mary's hasn't been the greatest at home, but I'm going to take St. Mary's there in that matchup. And then give me the Dons. Look at Washington. That was who played Pacific last time out was Washington State, and they were favored by like crazy number. Just too many. Same thing here. You're only having to lay 5 with the Dons. Better team. Washington State's offense just not.
We lost your camera again, Rod. We lost your camera again.
Just having internet issues. I don't know why.
Okay, if that's the internet, go ahead. Okay.
Yeah, definitely. I didn't do it. I didn't do it. It's definitely having some sort of
storm.
Yeah, it's snowing outside again today and blizzardy, so that's probably all it is. At least you can hear me.
You can hear you. That's good.
Okay, that's good. Lay with the Dons there in that one. I like the Dons offense the way they've been rolling. I think they win by 8+ in that one. And then Long Beach's been stepping up a little bit. You're going to give me 9 against the Gauchos. I'll take it. Give me the Long Beach in State in that one versus UC Santa Barbara. And then give me UNLV. I don't trust Nevada. Nevada laying points is just it's a scary proposition there. So give me UNLV plus the 4.5 over possession in that matchup.
There from Rod. We move on over to Chris.
Yeah, the only one in this one I like the SEC. It's a big one. I think I'm going to be definitely watching. It's Arkansas and Kentucky. Calipari goes back into Kentucky tonight. I'm going to take the over. The side, I'll just go ahead and tell you guys, is on the side if you guys want to pick that up. I do have a premium on this one. But I'd look at the over at this one. I mean, we just look at what Kentucky's doing at home, 8-4 to the over, 4-3 in the SEC to the over. I think we get up and over. I think they put on a show tonight in Kentucky. So we're going to lean that way. And that's all I got in that spot.
From Chris on over to Al.
Got to agree again with Rod taking Long Beach State. I thought this was just going to be a homer pick, but, we got Rod on my side too here. So let's take the points with Long Beach State. And the other one I liked actually slightly better was Portland. Just free throw shooting there, I think, is not a terrible shooting team from the line is Pepperdine. But again, I think they missed a couple there and let us sneak within the number.
There from Al Nino. Tell you what I think about these games. Yeah, I'm going to lay it with Kentucky, man. This Arkansas team just can't shoot. 16th in offensive efficiency. They can't make their threes. They can't make their twos. They can't defend. I've heard people say, well, this is a letdown spot for Kentucky. They come off an underdog win. Listen, this is no letdown spot. Arkansas is coming into your home court on ESPN in prime time. So I don't. If anything else, the other one might have been a look-ahead spot, right? And they pounded. They got the underdog win against Tennessee, I believe it was. So I'm not buying into the letdown spot at all with Kentucky. They're the far superior team. They're shooting the ball well. Arkansas 1-6 of the spread in the SEC, and I don't even think I don't know how many returning players Kentucky has, but with all this transfer portal stuff, I don't even think they're. I don't know for a fact how many players played for Coach Cal at Kentucky, how many didn't. But anyway. Any means, I like Kentucky in this spot there. I'm with Rod here. I like St. Mary's here plus the 2. Gonzaga's failed to cover 6 of 9 in conference play. I'm really impressed here with this form for the Gales here. Look at their shooting and their defense over their past 5 games have been pretty impressive. But you look at the Bulldogs, you expect them to win some of these step-up games, but they couldn't win against UCLA, West Virginia, UConn, and Kentucky, and they dropped a couple in conference. So I've got to look here at St. Mary's in this spot. All right, let's continue here on the Tony Hicks Morning Show as we move on over to the NHL for tonight. Not the full card like we normally see. They reduced it a little bit. So we'll do it in 2 blocks. We'll just cover the first 2 in the matinee, then we'll cover the rest. And just a reminder, guys, you're getting our free plays here. But if you want our best plays, our premium plays, best bets over at TonySpix.com. So get on over there. You'll see we've got a leaderboard showing you our top performers. We've got top performers here on the show with Rod, great year. Chris, number 1 in the NBA for the year. So get on board over at Tony's Picks there. If you're looking for our best bets, our premium plays, right now we're on the site. Let's continue here as we'll battle the NHL here. As we've got Rod and El Ninos with skates on. They got them laced up, ready to roll. So we're just going to start in this block. We're going to just cover the matinee games. Blackhawks at Panthers. The Panthers, massive favorites, $4 plus. Total 6. There's a 5.5 into place as well, but juiced. Rangers at Bruins. We've got the Rangers here, $1.18 on the road, total 5.5. We start with Rod.
Yeah, look at these 2 matinee games. You look at this Blackhawks team, and hey, they got us a nice plus 1.5 win last game against Carolina in that one. And guess what they've done against Florida? They've covered 5 straight puck lines against this Florida Panthers team. So, and look what Florida's been doing over the last few. They're not worthy of laying a minus 425 price at all. That's just ridiculous. And then you want to chase a puck line and let's still lay $1.40? No chance. Give me the Blackhawks plus the 1.5 in that matchup. And then you look at this price, Rangers in Boston. It's coin flip price, the way you're looking at things. It should be Shesterkin and Swayman. Boston saved Swayman for this spot. They put in Korpisalo last game matchup. So for me, it's Boston was already looking ahead to this game versus the Rangers. I'm going to take the Bruins on the money line in that one. That's come down a little bit from where the price was. You got a better plus price. It's almost like a coin flip now. Take Boston in that one.
There from Rod on over to El Nino's the matinee games.
Sorry, I think my dog was trying to tell everyone that he agrees with Rod on taking the Blackhawks here. I'll take them plus the 2 again. Can't find the price on the plus 2.5 for some reason, but you should be getting the plus 2. Maybe laying a little bit of juice on that plus 2. I'm hoping to get it closer to even money though. The better game here, better matchup is the Rangers and Bruins. Neither team being particularly playing at their best right now, but again, I am slightly more impressed by what I've seen with the Rangers, and I do think they are the better team on paper as well. This line flipped. Bruins opened up as a small home favorite, now a small home dog, and got to agree with that line move. I'll take the Rangers on the money line.
There from El Nino. So let's close out the NHL because there's a lot of 707. So we'll just close it out. There's a lot of 707s and one late game, so we'll knock it out here. Wild at Senators. We got the Senators $1.47 total here at 5.5. Maple Leafs and Oilers. The Oilers $1.60 total 6.5. Islanders and Lightning. Here we've got the Lightning $1.65 total 6. Jets at the Capitals. We got the this one here. Capitals $7 total 5.5. Predators and Penguins. We've got in this one. Preds on the road $1.15 total 6.5. Kings on this road trip that never ends. They're big dogs here. Carolina Hurricanes here, $1.72 total 5.5. And our late night game, Red Wings at the Flames. Should be a good ratings there for these home markets at least. We got Flames here, $1.09 total 5.5. We start with Rod.
Yeah, we'll start with that one. We'll look at Detroit taking on Calgary. Detroit got themselves a nice little win in Edmonton, so they traveling down south to try to sweep the Alberta leg of their little trip, and I think they do. I don't trust this Calgary team at this point, and Detroit's playing some pretty good hockey right now. Since they got the new coach, he's got the team headed in the right direction. So give me the Red Wings in that matchup, and then you got the Islanders heading into Tampa Bay in that matchup, and you're looking the Islanders at Tampa Bay, and the favorite has covered the puck line in 7 straight meetings between the Islanders and Tampa Bay. That's crazy. 7 straight puck line wins for the winner of the favorite. So give me the Tampa Bay Lightning on the puck line in that matchup. And then the biggest game on the board tonight that I think of when you look at matchups, there's a couple. The Leafs heading into Edmonton, big matchup there. The Winnipeg Jets taking on Washington. These are your top 2 goalies going there. Hellebuck, number 1 in the league, going against Logan Thompson in Washington. Should be a good one. I like the under 5.5. I think the first of 2 wins that game. I think it's not a lot of high-scoring goals in that one. You got the goalies duel, the best 2 goalies in the NHL going at it in that one. Give me the under 5. And you know me, I'm leaning to Washington because I've been riding Logan Thompson right from the start. So nothing like Logan Thompson beating Hellebuck so we can get him the Vezina. Let's go. Give Washington in that matchup. And then the Leafs heading into Edmonton. You know where I am. I'm the home guy. The home team has covered the puck line in 6 straight meetings between the Leafs and Toronto. And you got to come to Edmonton. I was at the last game. We needed a little bit of sweeping of the broom, but it got the puck into the empty net, and the Oilers got the win. A nice little puck line win there. Take the Oilers on the puck line in that matchup. And then Tony's right, the Kings. Ooh, it's the road trip that never ends. It just goes on and on, my friends. The Kings started to not score any goals. They scored a 1, and then they scored another 1, and that's all they can do. Take Carolina on the puck line in that one. It's not even going to be pretty. Sorry, Kings. I guess you really just want to go home. Can we go home? So it is what it is there in that one. And then Minnesota taking on Ottawa. You look at this Minnesota team, solid team. But when they face teams on winning streaks, they don't fare so well. 0-6 when they're facing a team that's on a winning streak. And Ottawa's playing some pretty good hockey right now. I don't care who's in goal for Ottawa. Ottawa's at home. They've definitely turned things around. Just think when Allmark comes back, you have a Vezina winning goalie too. So give me Ottawa to beat Minnesota in that matchup. And then give me the under, Nashville in Pittsburgh. Both these teams don't light the lamp a whole lot. Defensively, they're both ass, but so you figure you want to jump up and take an over. Watch this at 6.5. Even the book's a little worried, thinking they're going to get a whole pile of goals, and we don't. Take the under 6.5. Nashville, Pittsburgh.
And there from Rod on over to El Ninos.
Yeah, I love that stat that Rod put out for the Lightning here. It's a very surprising stat, actually, considering the way the Islanders play a very defensive style and like to keep a lot of their games close. So it's surprising to see that the home teams covered the puck. Was it the favorite or the home team you said that covered the
favorite?
Puck?
The favorite has covered the puck line in 7 straight.
And so I do like I like the Lightning -1 here. I also like the Hurricanes -1. I have to disagree with Rod on the big game, though. Capitals playing well. As he said, the not only two best goalies, but it's also two best teams here going at it, at least record-wise here. And I think the Jets are just slightly the better team, especially when you look at it on paper. Yes, the home ice might come into play here. It's the main thing I'm concerned about here. Washington is very good at home. But again, I got to stick with the Jets here. And also got to disagree. Tougher matchup here, I think. The Senators was on the wrong side of that one, the last one against the Capitals. But I just think there's too much value to pass up here on the Wild. Just a plus, I'm seeing +131. Guessing you could get a number around there. I'll take a shot on the Wild here. They've been playing really well. So, again, this plus money on the road is tough to pass up on, despite how well the Senators have been playing well as well. So, tough matchup there, but again, I think we got a bit of value on the Wild.
Oh, did I forget to mention? The Washington Capitals have won 11 straight hockey games at home versus the Winnipeg Jets. My bad.
Ownership.
Nothing lasts forever, right?
There you go. There you go. From and Rod, we got you through
Ovi gets himself another goal to at least get closer. He's 19 away from Gretzky. Ovi's getting a goal tonight. Ovi's definitely getting a goal tonight.
Should be a great game.
Get a goal tonight there from Obi. All right, we got you through our NHL. Now it's time for our parlay peripheral segments where our cappers can give out parlays, they give out team player props, they can give out a game from the future. They make the call in this segment. We start off with Rod.
And we'll give you a little puck line parlay here for Saturday's action. We're going to take the Tampa Bay Lightning on the puck line. We're going to take the Carolina Hurricanes on the puck line, and then we're going to throw in. You got to go the Oilers. Throw the Edmonton Oilers in there. Edmonton Oilers puck line, Tampa puck line, Carolina Hurricanes puck line.
Yeah,
all those teams going by 2+. All that should give you a nice little plus 3-team parlay.
From Rod, move on over to Chris.
I'll give you a couple here. 3-teamer in the NBA. We'll go Spurs, Jazz, Portland for your 3-teamer there. I found 7 NHL guys born today. Only could find props on 2 of them, so I don't know what the other 5 are doing, but whatever. So here's your birthday NHL scorers for the day. Kyle Palmieri from the Islanders. I hope I said that wrong. I apologize if I didn't. Plus 360, anytime goal scorer there. And Seth Jarvis for the Carolina Hurricanes, plus 180. They were both got birthdays today. Maybe they'll be nice and let them get a goal.
Load up on Jarvis. Load up. Load up.
The Kings are
Jarvis. He's facing the Kings, man.
Kings are
Jarvis he's a scorer too. He gets the play.
I think he's plus 1,300 if I'm not mistaken for first goal scorer.
First goal scorer.
I'm in. There we go. We'll take Jarvis first goal scorer. I'm in with you. I love Jarvis today. He's beast.
So that's my contribution to the ice. I don't have skates, but I just watch
him there.
And we're still up from the last one, so we can't complain. Since it was McDavid who scored the first one, it was 1,100 on that one, so we're still way up on. We've hit a little bump in the road, but these are goal scorers. They're not easy to hit every game.
They're just lanes. They're just
you're up 11. You're up. You're good for 10 more bets. You just haven't hit one of the next 10. You're still up. So that's how this works. So
yeah, there you go.
Don't be so bad. We've lost a few, but hey, we're still up. That's the whole. We're trying to be up.
Mm-hmm.
Jarvis is going to get one for us to put us even more up. Go Jarvis. Love that guy today.
I got to look that up in horse racing because I know for a fact I had a friend whose father worked at Fairplex, and they used to play games over there. And if it was your birthday and you're a jockey, they somehow made sure you got to win.
I'll leave it
at that. I'll leave it. If you know the horse racing gig, you know this is factual, no doubt, especially on the smaller tracks. Let's go on over to Al.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Pacers in the first quarter, and I was gonna go Lightning, Hurricanes. Rod beat me to them on the puck line. I would just take a money line on the parlay though.
They're from El Nino. So say the ones I like here. I'm gonna go ahead and take Rutgers plus the points, UConn plus the points, and St. Mary's plus the points there with my three teamer. All right, we got you through the parlay segment. So now it's time to see what the cappers have for sale over at Tony's Picks. As I said, we give you the plays here, our free picks, but our best bets are over at Tony'sPicks.com. So let's see what Rod has for sale right now. As Rod has put up an impressive numbers like he did last year. He's doing it again this year. 2,654 units of profit document over at Tony's Picks. Rod, what you got for sale over at the site?
And for me over at the site today, I'm going to have a 5-pack in college basketball. I just have to put up the package. I have I'm going to have a 3-pack in the NBA, and I'll have a 3-pack in the NHL. Love today's slate. So I'm going to have 11 plays in total over at Tony's Picks. So instead of having to buy all these packages individually, the best way here to go is long-term here at Tony's Picks. As you see, long-term, we were still up way units this 2025, even after this little bit of a slump. So buy low, sell high. Time to get hot here on this Saturday. Take advantage of that 2-for-1 capper promotional as well. Can't go wrong with that. Hit the link in the description. Get you right on over to Tony's Picks and take advantage of that. And the best way is to go long-term, though. Jump aboard long-term. That way you get those late steam plays. If we hear any late news on some of this basketball info, hey, I'll be able to put it in late for you, and you get it emailed to you directly when you're aboard long-term here at Tony's Picks. That is the best deal going, I think, here on any site. I haven't seen anybody doing that. It's only here at Tony's Picks. Definitely take advantage of that. Join us here long-term over at Tony's Picks. It's a big Saturday. Can feel it. Love today's card.
You can see transparency here at Tony'sPicks.com. We document all our premium records here. You can see Rod in the green in all these sports. He found a soccer winner even.
I did one. Very rarely I find a soccer that
He found one there.
I found one. Yeah.
Yeah. So get on board with the Rod over at Tony's Picks. Remember, the long-term passes are a great way to go, including those late steam plays. Remember, you get our plays are in by 11 a.m. Eastern time, and then we can handicap throughout the day and night, finding late winners for you. So any play we put in between 10 minutes and 10 minutes and 2 hours of our game time, they're flagged as late steams. Those are emailed to your inbox using the email you use when you sign up for the service, only on the long-term subscriptions there when you get that late steam play. So get on board with Rod over at Tony's Picks. Rod knocking it out of the park right now, as you can see right here on the site. Let's take a look and see what Chris has for sale over at Tony's Picks. Chris is number 1 in the NBA this year. Document over at Tony'sPicks.com. Chris, what you got for sale?
I got a couple 3-packs. I got a 3-pack in the NBA and a 3-pack in college basketball with the SEC. Best bets in both of those sports. Wrapped both those up for one price for each of those. So 6 plays total on the board today from me. I'm going to do a little bit better about stocking the shelves a little better with some more plays for you guys. You guys seem to like those 3-packs. And make sure you use that promo code TonyT to save you 15% off of those. And hop on something long term, man. We're looking at this late steam. We're always getting these injuries updates. We try to get them to you as best we can in the happy hour, but I'm still capping throughout the day, throughout everything else I'm doing, and trying to make sure that if we see any major line moves or injuries, we report that. So definitely get on long term with me. We got a ton of stuff coming up. We're headed towards March Madness. Everything's ramping up. So hop on something there long term. 2-for-1 capper is great. You see everybody's on the leaderboard here. 2 people putting money in your pocket is better than 1. Simple math. So just get on something there with me. We're going to continue to keep crushing the NBA, hopefully.
That's right, guys. Get on board with Chris over at Tony'sPicks.com. You can see here his long-term passes. Also, the one-day passes are up there. Best bets and multi-packs up on the board. And guys, remember, all the one-day passes are profit guaranteed. They must turn a profit, or the amount you purchase will be back to your account for side credits. That's profit guaranteed. Fully transparent records here. You can see Chris knocking out for the year. Number 1 in the NBA document over at Tony'sPicks.com. So get on board here with Chris. All right. We'll see here what El Nino's has for sale over at Tony'sPicks.com. El, as I head into a big weekend of action, what you got going on over at Tony's Picks?
Yeah, got 5 plays overall so far, but as they've mentioned before, could be some steam plays coming in tonight, so make sure you check one of those out. And when the long-term or 2-for-1 capper passes out, sorry. And I got my $19 best bet. I got my best dog out there as well, sold separately as well as a 3-pack. So whatever you're into, but again, your best bet's always the long-term and 2-for-1 capper passes.
That's right, guys. Got boy Onias over at Tony'sPicks.com. His one-day passes are up there. Alpha Dog, Alley Oop up there. Also puts together a 3-pack. Get on board if you like them all. Might as well just get that 3-pack in there and uncover all the El Nino's premium plays for the next 3 days. Promo code Tony T at checkout will save you that 20% off. Remember, if you get that 3-pack, it also includes late steam plays. We've talked about the late steam plays for no extra cost to all long-term subscribers as we handicap throughout the day and night, finding new winners. And if we put plays in between 10 minutes and 2 hours before game time, those are emailed right to your inbox using the email you signed up for when you sign up for the service. So go ahead and get on board with El Nino's over at TonySpix.com. Remember that promo code Tony T at checkout will knock off that 15% off your purchase. All right. I got a best bet on the board right now, working on a multi-pack for you as well. I had a pretty good week in the best bets. Slipped it on yesterday, but for the week, it's been pretty good to get on board with me over at Tony's Picks. Use that promo code Tony T at checkout. Save me that 15% off. And of course, multi-cap promotion. You can match me up with any of your favorite cappers here with the multi 2-for-1 cap promotion. So go ahead and get signed up. All right, we're with you guys here every day, 9:30 a.m. Eastern time with the Tony Six Morning Show. So make sure you like and subscribe and set those notifications so you're live with us when we give out the plays. And of course, if you happen to miss any show, it's archived on our YouTube channel. Just go to Live tab, and you'll be able to find our archive of the show. If you need help with the late plays, go back to our YouTube channel, check it out again on replay, and search for those late plays that help for you on the show. Also on our channel, we're not just a live stream. We have a lot of on-demand content. Want some deeper dives for you, just one-on-one with the handicapper and you with our on-demand content. I've got videos uploaded here from college hoops and NBA on demand, and we'll see what Rod's got. What you got over on the on-demand side, Rod, and your plans for the rest of the week?
The rest of the week going forward, I'll have it covered back, covering all the hockey. Like I said, I had just one of those tough days yesterday. We got bumped in the waiting in the appointment room, and then trying to get through a blizzard. It was just awful trying to get back home. It was late night, so I didn't get those hockey videos up. That's why I covered all of them here on the morning show for you. You just have to go back. It's archived on all those games I just went over on the hockey slate. That's why I went over every game, because I want you to be covered on all the hockey here at Tony's Picks. So be on the lookout. I'll be back shooting the videos. Everything's all settled, and I'm back at home here. So we'll be back doing those videos. And to be on the lookout, because I'm going to start shooting some college basketball videos as well.
There you go, from Rod. All right, Chris, what you got over on the on-demand channel and your plans for the rest of the week?
I've got you an NBA video today and an SEC video, like I said earlier, with the Georgia-Alabama game, a little deeper dive there. And then just continuing to do the NBA videos. And as we get SEC games, I'll be doing some videos on those for college basketball as well.
Very good. And see what El Nino says over on the on-demand content. And I know you've got worked a video series with your underdogs, 3 underdogs of the day.
Yeah, we went with 3 dogs that came through for us yesterday. So make sure you check that video. It's up there on the site now. I see it, and liking 3 dogs again today. So hoping to keep the momentum going there.
Very good, guys. So check out our video series over at Tony's Picks. Lots of content from our cappers. As I said, we're not just a live show. We got a website with our premium plays, our best bets, and of course our on-demand on the YouTube. So make sure you like and subscribe. We're going to be back again tomorrow here live at 9:30 a.m. Eastern time. A Sunday without football, but we'll have a lot of hoops and hockey to talk about for you here on the 26 Morning Show there. So we'll be back again tomorrow. So, well, before we go, anybody have anything to add here before we let them go for the day?
Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you, guys.
I appreciate everybody that tunes into these shows and everybody in the chat. And it's the only thing that never ends. It's the song that never ends.
Never ends there. Let's roll. Exactly. We'll go ready to roll. Guys, we'll wake up. All right, guys, you guys make it a winning Saturday. We're back tomorrow here on the Tony Six Morning Show.